Hello and welcome back to the Jet Press Podcast. My name is Justin Freed, and I'm joined once again today by New York Jets punter Thomas Morstead. Thomas, as of today or yesterday or whenever it was, you are officially back with the Jets, signing a 2-year extension. I think I speak for all Jets fans when I say it is so great to have you back with the team. How you feeling now that pen's been put to paper? You're officially back with the Jets.
Super excited. Glad to be back. Family's excited. Excited to be back. Same crew of specialists all working together. Really enjoyed that. Yeah, glad to be back for sure.
Definitely. No, Greg's back as well. Hopefully Hardy's back too. We'll see on that. Hopefully he comes back
I'm
as well.
I'm hopeful as well.
Yeah, I think all Jets fans are hopeful there. Now I do want to get into some fan submitted questions eventually. I know you put out that tweet a little earlier. I love that. I've got a few lined up, but first, I feel like I have to ask you about the free agency process. I'm sure others have asked as well, but I know Jets fans definitely would want to know. So, was this a situation where you knew you were going to re-sign with the Jets? Of course, you put out that tweet a few days ago. Were there other teams interested? I guess share whatever you can about the free agency process and how your Jets return came to be.
The place that we landed financially was kind of a fair place to land. So I think everybody's excited. Everybody's grateful that it worked out, and just looking forward to the next season. Here we go.
Yeah, man. I know Jets fans are looking forward to it as well. Hopefully, we can get you back to that Super Bowl. That's been a long time. It's been too long for you. So
It
let's.
has been 15 years. It's crazy.
It is wild. It's been way too long. It's your rookie season, so it's been far too long. Now let's get into some fan submitted questions. I also put out a tweet asking if somebody, people had some questions that they want to ask you. I know you are a favorite of Jets fans of Jets Twitter, so we got some good ones lined up.
Cool.
So this one comes from Matthew Friedland, great name on Twitter. They ask, "What is your favorite Jets memory thus far?"
Wow. There's a lot of them. Honestly, I think my favorite Jets memory is from the 2021 season, and it was being a part of the Mike White game,
Oh yeah,
where he threw for 400 something yards, and they were chanting his name throughout the stadium, and we ended up beating a really, really good Cincinnati team that day. And it was just an awesome experience. And I was like, this is like a historic game. I remember being in the moment thinking, this doesn't happen right here. And it was just a cool experience to be a part of.
yeah. I'm pretty sure Mike White had his like cleats or the uniform he wore put in Canton for that game. Like it was that significant, which crazy to be a part of something like that. I know it was awesome watching it at home. So I'm glad to hear that you guys also enjoyed it in the moment.
Yeah.
I love this one. This is from Andrew Golden on Twitter. This is one of my favorite ones that I got. He asks, "Who is better at the other person's job? Can you kick field goals better than Greg Zuerlein can punt? Which one of you is better at the other person's job?"
I'd like to say me because I kick field goals at a reasonably efficient level in college, and I still keep my leg ready to do that. I haven't seen Greg punt too many footballs, so I don't know the answer to that. I'll say the last answer to that is I hope we don't have to find out. I think we're both pretty good at our roles, and hopefully we can both stay healthy and keep being more productive even than last year.
Is he the emergency punter? Do you know that?
Um, so he can be the emergency punter. I know there's a few other guys that have punted in high school that are on the team that may get thrown in. So I don't know the exact. They don't even put a number two on the depth chart for punter,
Right.
or at least they didn't last year. So maybe they try to keep that a secret in case they ever want to do something. So
True. Game planning. That's true. Gamesmanship. I appreciate it.
yep.
This next one comes from Tom Kinsley. Maybe a little scoop here. We'll see. You've probably been asked this as well. Now that Garrett Wilson is switching to number 5, do you know what number you're gonna be wearing next year yet? If any Jets fan wants to get your jersey, do you know what number you might be wearing?
I don't know yet. I'm sure we'll figure that out very quickly. It'll be more free agent signing and numbers will dry up quickly. So I'm sure I'll make a call on that pretty quick. But I'll do something on social media, include the fans, and I got to ask my kids if they got any preferences. But I'm sure we'll make some fun with it here in the next week or so. Get it figured out.
True. Yeah, it definitely makes sense. Got to have the kids' input. Got to have the wife's input. Of course, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Uh, I really like this one. This comes from Jets Enjoyer, great name on Twitter. They ask, what are some aspects about Brant Boyer that differ from coaches you've had in the past? So basically, what makes Coach Boyer so good at what he does?
I'd say number one is that Brant Boyer he played professionally for over a decade and was a core special teamer. So he understands the game, and he also understands what it's like to be a player in this league and the demands that are put on the body, and he just gets it. Number two, I would say his ability to compartmentalize being your boss and being your friend, and knowing when it's time to work, and also being able to have a beer with you on a Sunday night after a game. He gets all that, and he's able to compartmentalize it better than anybody I've been around. So that there's that. Number three, he wears his heart on his sleeve, which sometimes is difficult for him to deal with, but he is. You always know where you stand. Like, players just want to be told the truth, and he's not afraid to do that. And so that's another thing. I mean, I could go on and on. Now, I guess the best way to put it is I just trust him, and he trusts me. And when you can honestly say that, both sides of that relationship, you're going to get the best version of each other for each other, and it hopefully synergizes into great results. So I've loved being around him, and he's the reason I'm here. So
I love that answer. There's a reason he has been around through, I think, three different regimes at this point. He is one of the most, I would say, one of the most respected coaches in the league. So many people have spoken highly of him. I guess not everyone, given recent events, but most people speak very, very highly of Brant Boyer, of Coach Boyer. So that's awesome to
yeah,
hear.
yep.
This one is from Frank L. Moshe on Twitter. I'm Jewish. I feel like I should know that. He asks, if you weren't a punter, which position would you play?
I would say linebacker. Not because I think I'd be a good one, but I always joke those are always my buddies on the team, and maybe it's because they're on the punt team, a lot of them. But I think I have the mentality of a linebacker. I'm just stuck in a punter's body. So, but I always hung with the linebackers. And I've also generally hung with a lot of the offensive line as well. I think being a lineman is a really thankless position sometimes. They do all the dirty, grimy work, and they don't get a lot of love and appreciation sometimes. And so I think those are the two position groups that I really kind of jive with. So
That makes sense because punter is also one of the most thankless positions. I feel like in football, people often overlook them just like they do offensive linemen and even linebackers sometimes. Uh, I'd like to point out too that you do hold the highest completion percentage in Jets history. So maybe you were quarterback, maybe you're a quarterback in another life. Who knows?
that's funny. It's funny. I look like just a tightly wound javelin thrower on that throw, but I think that's one of the reasons I haven't done a lot of fakes in my career. It doesn't always look pretty as far as watching the mechanics of it. It's like watching me run, but it's all about getting it done, and it was cool to be able to do that.
It's not how it looks. It's if it's effective, that's all that matters.
Absolutely.
All right, next we've got maybe my favorite question. This is from Gregory Berry on Twitter. Gregory asks, "What is the best advice that you've been given in your football career?"
I guess probably that part of it's advice, and part of it's learned through experience of actually going through it. But there's no like magical place that you arrive at where you've like made it and figured it out. Like, it's always going to be hard. It's all about the journey. And you're never gonna, as soon as you accomplish one thing, it's like, what's next? Where you've got another mountain to climb. And I think as soon as you stop climbing, you kind of start dying. And I know that's maybe not the right word to use, but if you're not getting better, you get worse, and the guys get more talented every year. So if you're not getting better, more efficient, and continuing to find ways to improve, you're going to be out. And I think if you can sign up for that, it's probably like being a parent as well. You don't, as soon as you get your kids figured out, they change, and they morph, and they continue to grow. And so you're always having to continue to grow and change. And you just have to be ready to adjust at all times. And and knowing that you're never gonna reach some summit where you got it all figured out. It's always the process is ongoing.
I love that. I love how that doesn't only apply to football. Like that is general advice that applies to each and every one of us that we can apply to our own lives. Always strive to get better, even if it's just small increments, like incrementally each day. As long as you're working towards improving yourself and improving your situation, then you're doing the
Yeah,
right thing.
I think it's just like compounding interest, right? Whether it's financial or skill development or in your relationships, all of the gains are gained through compounding interest, and the little they will get small, and the gains will get real small, right? But you got to continue growing because there's a lot of other people out there working just as hard, and I think that's just kind of a law of life, really.
I love that. That's a great visual too. That's great advice, honestly. I hope others takes that from that. I know I will. Last one, and this isn't even a question, it's just a comment from Jared at NY2, I think New York to Super Bowl 89 on Twitter. He says, no question, just a comment. Thank you for not only being an awesome player, but a person as well. We're lucky to have you. I just wanted to include that one here at the end because I feel like it's a representation of how this fan base feels about you. Of course, you're appreciated. I'm sure you feel the love all the time from Jets Twitter, Jets fans. So yeah, I think Jared's words echo the sentiment of a lot of fans.
Well, I've certainly felt that, and it's been super appreciated. Um, it's cool for me personally to just kind of feel like I found a little bit of a second home, and hopefully we can do some awesome things, and it's exciting. Can't wait for the season.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Thomas, I always appreciate you taking the time. I always do. I know you got a busy day, a lot of interviews lined up. So just enjoy that. Enjoy these next few months off with your family, spend time with them because soon enough it'll be May. OTAs will be here. You'll be gearing up, hopefully, to get you back to a Super Bowl. It's been too long, as we talked about earlier. It's been way too long.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on, Justin. I appreciate it.
Awesome, man. And Jets fans, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I've been Justin Freed. That has been Thomas Morstead. We'll see you guys next time.